Hello, my fellow Madhotties. Welcome back to another episode of Madhottie Moodboards. Today, I am here with some amazing creative divas, Miss Green, Miss Mishap, and Miss Vampleer, and we are coming to bring you Aaliyah's fits from her iconic music video, "Rock the Boat." So let's begin. So first and foremost, please don't mind my voice. It is a little deep because I am unfortunately not feeling well. But I could not help myself. I had to do today's episode because I've been dying to do this collab. I don't think you understand how iconic these fits are. And just trying to recreate them was a challenge I was willing to accept. So for this collab, I was like, each of us needs to pick out one of her fits that we wanted to use from her video, because in her video I think she has about 4 fits. 4 fits. She has the one when she's underwater, she's in a normal Kamali swimsuit. Then we have here the one I'm doing with like the ripped shirt with the green screen in the back. And then we have her white one when she's on the boat, and then we have her with the red hat that Miss Green I know is doing, and then we have the other red one where she's like the off the shoulder with the flowing skirt, which I think Miss Vampleer is doing. I don't know. I think Miss Hap or Vampleer are doing one or the other, but I saw the pics and I saw their fits and it's looking good. Can't wait for you to see them. And I don't know if you can tell, but so far I have the top and the Y2K low-rise jeans. And at first I was like, okay, let me make this torn. But then I realized the patterns weren't going to work with it. If it was torn, you'll see that later. I did add the belt from non-VIP. And so far, this fit is non-VIP except for some of these accessories that I'm going in with. I layered the coated top with that's part of the jacket with the top from the Rich Girl set. And like I said, you need to get it because even though it costs Robux, it's so worth it. And now this might sound crazy, but this was a little bit of the tricky part here because as you can tell from her photos, for her music video, she was in different locations. So at times she's a little tanner than her other scenes. So for mine specifically, she's a little bit more, a little lighter. And then with her red hat scene that Miss Green is doing, she's a little darker, and same with her other photos where she's like on the yacht. So I was going back and forth. I was like, okay, do I do the same skin tone she's doing, or do I, go in and make it look tan? And I think in the end I did go for a little bit more tan, but it's still gonna eat. So, but anywho, we're going back. As you can see here, excuse me, I went into the hair with the bangs. We're going to be trying out the lash hack from Fiona DTI, because what I'm trying to do with her makeup is try to copy her iconic makeup look with the gem on the lash. And this was took a lot of trial and error with this because yes, I had the lash hack from Fiona, but my turn was to make the gem on the lash. And I'm still I'm learning and learning how to do these hacks myself. Like, I pretty much do clothing hacks, but accessory hacks, like how these divas do it is amazing, and how they realize they know how to do it, I'm like, wow. But don't worry, you're gonna see, it's gonna eat. Just you wait to see the hack. So now, as you can see here, we're going in with the actual face, and I feel like these eyes really capture Aaliyah's eyes. Like, I don't know, they're giving the same vibe, because her eyes, and like I said, this scene looks a little lighter because she's in the green screen, so I feel like this worked. And as you'll see, I'm trying to figure out what eyebrows to use because I really wanted to capture the essence of Aaliyah, because I wanted these photos to look amazing. So as you can see, I'm going in with trying to find some glossy lips, because as you can see here, she's got a little bit more of the peachy lips, excuse me. But I realized with some of the glossy lips, they don't allow you to go lighter. So I had to go with these lips because these were close to her actual lips from the music video, as you can see. So now we're going in with the rest of the makeup. As you can see, I did layer her nose because she's kind of got like a broad, flat nose, and then we're trying to do her eyeliner, so she does have black liner in her waterline. And then for her eyeshadow in the crease, she has like a little silver and like dark gray at the corners. So like I said, I just wanted to capture the essence of Aaliyah in every shape, way, and form, from her makeup to the rest to the bottom of her feet. So this, I was like, this needs to eat, because I knew my other divas were gonna eat down. So I had to make sure that I was doing this well. But now, as you can see here, I'm going back in with the skin tone again, because I'm like, okay, the amount of times I was going back and forth with deciding whether or not I wanted to do the same skin tone as everyone else was doing, or as the scene that she was in. It was, I'm telling you, I couldn't help myself. Like, I'm just like a perfectionist with things I try to create. Like, I'm my worst critic. And you're probably like, Madison, why are you making such a big deal out of this? This is just to impress. I'm telling you, anything I try to create, I just can't help it. Like, it's just, I'm a creative person, and I don't know if this happens with a lot of creative people, but sometimes we just seem to be our own worst critic. Because, and it's not that like I feel like I need to be better than everyone else. It's more like I just want to be at my best at all times with everything that I do. And giving you guys content, I want to just do my best, and especially with something I love doing, I am my worst critic. But I also don't allow to put myself down. So, but as you can see here, I'm going back in with the lash hack. This is part of Fiona's DTI lash hack with the little mustache. But as you can see, I'm about to type in the numbers, because now I've realized that I can actually type them in instead of constantly moving the toggles back and forth and missing the number by one. So because even if you miss it by just a little bit, like, it just looks way off kilter. So I've learned to type it in, and of course move it when it's close. And as you can see, if you look closer, you'll see that I did the little gem hack with the little tiny earrings, and that came with like the little choker set in non-VIP with the necklaces. And I'm just trying to talk about it as much as I possibly can, because I don't want it to look crazy, especially because it's going to show up in the pictures, especially when I edit, because I like to do close-ups, so I want to make sure it's looking top-notch. And I don't know if you can see here, but I colored in the earrings, because as you can see here in her picture, her gems are like silver, so I wanted to make sure I got that. But now, going back in with the actual hair this time, we're going to try and recreate her iconic little swoop hair. I realized I had to add like a couple of layers, because she's got some hair going out the side, and because she's dancing, I wanted to make it look like, have the wavy action, so I added the animated hair to it. And then I was like, I want to go back in and add her iconic hair swoop. She's not Aaliyah. It can't be Aaliyah if she doesn't have her hair swoop. So, and it did take some trial and error, because I didn't want the top part of it sticking out so much. And it's looking good, and you see my girl over here looking good as well, eating down her fit as usual. And she was like, I was telling her here, I was like, okay, what do I color the jeans? Because she's got like black tie-dye Y2K jeans. And she was like, go for the denim that I'm going for. I was like, gotcha. And I don't even know what she's doing here, but she was killing me. I think she knew I was recording. No, she definitely knew I was recording. It started to act a mess, but she's hilarious. And as you can see, I'm going back and forth. I made sure to toggle the pants to the low Y2K pants. So now we're going back in with the top, and I think this was probably one of the hardest things I had to figure out, because I was like, okay, so she's got the little torn middle part right there, and I was wondering how to achieve it. And then what first came to mind, I was like, okay, let's try the butterfly top because it has that extra piece there. And I was praying to God that it like would blend in with the rest of the shirt, and it did. But now here we're looking for accessories because, as you can see from her top, she's got like the layered necklaces. They're a little hidden, but I wanted to make sure I got that as well. So I used the pirate set necklace and just, excuse me, the pirate set, and just toggled it to just the necklaces and colored it in like a little light gold, a little bit like almost like a beige, but it worked out perfectly and looking good. And I'm actually pretty happy with how everything was turning out so far. And I added the actual lashes on top because she does have the little small lashes on top. So like I said, I wanted to grab the essence of her because just this girl was queen right here. And I don't know if you can tell here, but once again my game started lagging, and of course the texture of the denim pants looking a hot mess. So this is, hopefully when we go and record and take pictures, it's not going to look like this. I'm going to make sure I have a fan on my iPad while we do it, so it's not, the game doesn't lag. But you see my girl eating down. Oh my god, like I knew that look was going to be for her. I was like, she chose that look, and I was like, that's your look. But as you can see, once again, I went back into the skin tone because I'm like, okay, I at least want to make sure that we all kind of have this similar skin tones while we're doing the pictures, so we can all like look even, you know. So I just went back in with the hex code that Miss Green gave me, and shout out to her because she's always good with that, with the skin tones and knowing what patterns I should use for our collab. So, but this was the finishing look for all of us. I told you we were going to eat this down. I wasn't surprised that they were going to eat down, but this was so fun to do, and to do it with some amazing creatives is just amazing. And once again, another shout out to them, Miss Van Pleer, Miss Green, and Miss Mishap. I love you guys. You guys, thank you for doing this collab with me and following through. We ate this down, and Madhotties, go follow them. They're amazing, and I shall see you guys in the next episode. She's not so